morning, YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about the song Masquerade by George Benson. If you were around in 1976, you really knew this song. He had released his first real signature album, Breezin', and this was really the start of this whole cool jazz, smooth jazz. The guitar itself is in standard tuning. I do have a little bit of flange on the guitar itself, so on the amplifier. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you how to play a snippet of the song, and then I'll break it down for you. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about how to play this great tune. Okay, as I mentioned before, the guitar has a little bit of flange on it. Kind of gives it a little bit of out of phase sound, and that sound is usually used in jazz songs. So the strum for this, and I use a plucking type of strum, so it's 1 2 and 1 2 1 2. Sort of got a Latin jazz type vibe on it. Okay, the first chord in this particular song is an F minor 7th, and there's a little intro that goes from F minor 7th, which is made by putting your first finger across all the strings on the first fret, and then your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. And you got to make sure you emphasize by plucking the low E string, which in this case would be an F note. So it's there's actually a vocal ad lib that George Benson does during this part of the song. The second chord in the intro is what's called a B flat 9th. Now, a B flat 9th is an easy chord to make. You basically put your middle finger on the 1st fret of the A string, and then you put your ring finger on the 1st fret of the G string, and then your little finger on the 1st fret of the B string. And you're only going to play the middle 4 strings, so you're going to get a B flat 9th. Then he jumps right into the first verse. The first verse starts on an F minor, and of course the F minor is made by putting your first finger over all the strings on the 1st fret, and then you use your ring finger to cover the 3rd fret of the A string, and then your little finger to cover the 3rd fret of the D string. And you really want to emphasize this the lower 4 strings on your plucking. So are we really happy here with this lonely game we play? That's the first line. Let me walk through those chords. It's F minor, and then you're going to go to an F minor with a flattened 5th. And the way you make that is you keep your F minor shape, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to put down your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and then you're going to lift your pinky finger off. And so it's kind of an odd sounding chord. It's got a flattened 5th in there. So you're getting that. Okay? The third chord on the first line of the first verse is an F minor 7th, like we did before, like I showed you in the intro. So you go an F minor 7th, F minor flattened 5th, to an F minor 7th, then to the B flat ninth, like in the intro. So it's F minor flattened fifth, F minor seventh to a B flat ninth. Okay? All right, so that's the first line of the verse. Okay, now it's going to, we're on the second line, and it's going to go back to the F minor seventh. Looking for, so it's F minor seventh like I showed you before. Now it's going to go to a C sharp seventh. Now a C sharp seventh is made by taking the C seventh, which is a first position chord, and just basically sliding it up one fret. Okay, let me show you how to do that. I'll call it out first. Take your ring finger and you put that on the fourth fret of the A string, and then you put your middle finger on the third fret of the D string, your pinky finger on the fourth fret of the G string, and then your pointer finger on the second fret of the B string. And you're only going to pluck the middle four strings. That is a C sharp seventh. Okay, the next chord is a G minor seventh, and that's made on the third fret by covering your first finger over all of the strings of the third fret, and then you put your ring finger on the A string on the fifth fret, and you're going to be playing mostly on the top four strings, so it's getting a G minor seventh, and then you're going to go to a C seventh, which is a first position chord. Put your ring finger on the third fret of the A string, your middle finger on the second fret of the D string, your pinky finger on the third fret of the G string, and then your pointer finger on the first fret of the B string. Okay, so let's go ahead and play that and see how it sounds. So it starts on F minor seventh. Looking for words to say. So it's F minor seventh, C sharp seventh, G minor seventh to a C seventh. And then it's going to go right back into the same chords that you used in the very first line. F minor, searching but not finding, understanding everywhere. So that's F minor flattened fifth, F minor seventh to a B flat ninth. Okay, then you're going to go to the last line of the verse, which starts on a C sharp seventh again. Lost in a mass to a C seventh to an F minor seventh. Okay, so we go to the last line, which starts with a C sharp seventh, like I showed you before, to a C seventh. Whoops. F minor seventh. Okay. So let's play that slowly at real speed. We're lost in a masquerade. So I'll call out the chords now. C sharp seventh, C seventh, F minor seventh. Okay, now there's a little transition chord that you go to before you go into the, it's essentially a little bridge here, then it sort of switches keys. And you're going to go to an E minor seventh, and that's an easy chord because you're just basically putting your middle finger on the second fret of the A string. And you play this kind of fast, like a stab, to an A seventh. Okay, and I'll sing it this time, and you'll see how that transition goes. We're lost in a masquerade. You stay. Okay, sort of a little transition. Then you're going to go to a little bridge, which is made by, first chord is a D sharp minor 7th. Let me go ahead and move the camera just a little bit so you can get a better view of that. It's a D sharp minor 7th, and that's made by putting your first finger on the 6th fret of the A string, and then you just lay your first finger down over all the strings. Then you put your middle finger on the 7th fret of the B string, and then you put your ring finger on the 8th fret of the D string. And you're going to be plucking only the middle 4 strings. Both. Okay? And then you're going to go to an F, or rather a G sharp 7th, which is made by laying your first finger across all the strings of the 4th fret, and then you put your ring finger on the 6th fret of the A string, and then your middle finger on the 5th fret of the G string, and you're playing the upper 4 strings. Okay, so let me get that down a little bit. Both afraid of be saying we're just two. Whoops, forgot the words there. Okay, we're going to go to the next chord is a C sharp major 7th. And you do that by putting your first finger on the 4th fret of the A string. You put your middle finger on the 5th fret of the G string, your ring finger on the 6th fret of the D string, and then your little finger on the 6th fret of the B string. And you're plucking the middle 4 strings. C sharp major 7th. So it's same thing. Second line is D sharp minor 7th. From being close together, G sharp 7th from the start. So you're just repeating that. Okay? So let me call out those chords again. So it's D sharp minor 7th, G sharp 7th, C sharp major 7th. Same thing. D sharp minor 7th, G sharp 7th, C sharp major 7th. Sort of a key change. Let me play that last line of the first verse, and then I'll go into this little part. Hopefully I can sing it here. We're lost in a masquerade, both afraid of being, we're just too far away. Kind of close, being close together from the start. Okay? Now the next line of the bridge starts on a D minor 7th, which is made by putting your first finger on the 5th fret of the A string and laying it across all the strings up to the high E string. And then you put your ring finger on the 6th fret of the B string, and then you put your ring finger on the 7th fret of the D string, and you're playing the middle 4 strings again. It's sort of a key change. Tried to talk it over to a G7th, third fret. You lay all your fingers across